Hey guys, you're tuned in to Chaotic TV. We are on Cloud Kingdom in the second game of this best of 5 for the finals of the NumericableCup, hosted by Millennium. In the bottom left, we have the Good Manner Zerg, formerly of Team MTW, now free agent Dimaga.
And spawning across from him, we have the Red Terran player, currently down 0-1. This is MarineKingPRIME.
That first game was quite the 6 pool, and we're going to have to see really what happens in this game. Dimaga, we already would have seen a 6 pool by now, so he's going to settle into a more normal game.
Even if we hadn't started already, I would not expect it 2 games in a row. But, I mean, with the metagaming and whatnot, I guess it could happen, because just as well MarineKing could possibly be Command Center first again on this map, so...
Yes, with cheeses, it's much more along the lines of, what do you think I think we'll do? And you can never... It is a toss-up as to whether or not 2 games in a row you'll see something.
Yeah. But that being said, here is a really, not really, but mostly forward barracks, I guess. It's right on the top of the bottom, or the first ramp to MarineKing's base. He's just... He wants to get some Marines across the base a little bit faster. We might see some bunkers going down along with this, or we might just see Marine pressure pushing out overlords wherever they go. Oh, 2 barracks, so yeah, we will probably see a bunker push here.
Yes, we will, and this will be indeed scouted by the forward overlord of Dimaga before these first Marines even come out. So Dimaga will probably cancel this hatchery and build a spawning pool ASAP.
I don't think he'll even cancel the hatchery.
No?
You can hold this 2 racks bunker push with hatch first, as long as you pull drones and micro correctly and build the spine crawler right away.
Oh, well, that's a good point, but we have 50 more seconds in game before the first Marines are going to be facing the first Zerglings at least. First Marine moving across right now. It only takes 25 seconds to build one.
Probably poke up, not even poke up, he's just going to drop a bunker right away.
And it's seen by a drone, so there's going to be a little bit of a drone pool.
Here comes 3, 6, 7 drones, 8. He's bringing a good amount of drones down just to deal with this, so he'll be okay for the time being with the first Marine coming in and another SCV. More things can happen, but so far he's still good for Dimaga here. He just forced the... Actually didn't even cancel that bunker, he just killed it, alright.
That is a loss of 100 minerals for MarineKing. He usually can salvage 75 out of it. And the spine crawler is going down, so Dimaga only has to hold off until then.
Here he comes out to try to get a surround on all these units with these drones. Good drone micro. These Marines are just dead.
Yeah, that was a great corner. And
just lost 1 drone out of all this, so he's in really good shape here.
And the Zerglings did clean all of this up.
That being said, MarineKing is setting up right behind this command center, and there it is. So he's not going to be super far behind, but he's at a slight disadvantage here in this T.
Yes.
Yep. T. I had to think about that for a little bit. What race is MarineKing?
Nice little wall-off beginning for MarineKing. If he puts down another barracks behind this, it'll be a complete wall-off.
He doesn't have to just yet, but he's going to, because there is Zerglings pressuring. And with Marine shooting Zerglings, they're just going to die. Oh, he forced a cancel on that, actually.
He did,
That's
and there
really
are
good.
only 2 Zerglings, or excuse me, 2 Marines here right now.
Pressure up here with these first Zerglings on the map, and holy cow, he's doing a really good job with these. I don't think MarineKing brought enough SCVs down.
Oh,
but he does get good position on them with the Marines hidden in behind, and they're repairing each other, so... yeah, it's going to hold this. That's actually a really, really good micro using the SCVs. Instead of attacking your whole position, you set them on repair to each other, and that just allowed the Zerglings to attack them and not do as much damage as normal, and the Marines standing behind them just killed them.
That's absolutely correct. We see a 3rd command center coming down from MarineKing before any more units come out. He is not expecting pressure, and he's taking that gamble that Dimaga will not re-max with, or rebuild some Zerglings and run back across the map. Right now we see that MarineKing is moving everything back into the main base and building a factory behind this. So he's doing a little bit of greedy play, but Dimaga feels safe at home himself, and he'll probably just keep teching.
MarineKing is just banking on Dimaga droning up behind this. That being said, he does have A-gas mining, if he feels there's a weakness, he can just drop a baleen nest and try to bust this, but I think he's just going to take his chances in a macro game at this point. I think he feels like he's got enough ahead of the Terran player that he can just go ahead and macro, and we'll probably see a third base pretty soon from him too.
We do see a macro hatch coming down from Dimaga.
Not.
And I think that's just more for safety. He will drop a third hatch when he gets another 100, but he's kind of lacking on the drone, or not, excuse me, not on the drone.
Some zergling speed. I think
but
see a baleen nest behind this. We might see some a two-base baleen pressure a la Kirik Xenix from all the way back in Season 2 of GSL. Like, and ironically enough, this is the exact opponent that played against him in that notorious match.
Reactive Hellions coming out for MarineKing. He's just going to do what he can to scout and keep some map control against the non-existent zerglings of Dimaga.
My little fanboy fantasy is incomplete. So there's the third base. Hellions are going to come in and scout this. There won't be long behind it. Some roaches will be out. There's a couple of evolution chambers. Well, a evolution chamber, I guess.
And a roach warren to complete the wall off.
Yeah, this is some nice little Sin City here from Zergs that we've seen on this map a lot to deal with the early reactive Hellions that you see so many times out of the Terran player. They're a little later on this map, so there's a third base already happening, but just the standard stuff here following this up, and holy cow, 2 armories.
Yep.
Going
definitely going mech out of the MarineKing. He's not going for his namesake bio play, and these you need a number of Hellions out before you can actually do damage to a building hatchery. So now he's got 6 on the map, and he will actually start whittling away at this, but the reinforcements from Dimaga of just roaches are going to be able to push this back at least a little bit, and then
here comes some Zerglings in the front. They're going to encounter a bunker and just try to run by, and they are going to get by those rallied out units, and they're going to kill a mule, an SCV. No, the SCV is safe. Wow, good defense there. So all they killed out of that was a mule. They used maybe 8 or 10 Zerglings to kill 1 mule, which I guess is, I don't know, maybe worth it for them. Zerglings are worth so much nothing, but
we have 2 more factors coming out of MarineKing, and those first 2 mech upgrades are definitely inbound. Been doing a little bit of a push at Dimaga's front, but those roaches and queens were able to hold it off without any kind of trouble.
Yeah, Dimaga's up to 4 gases, getting 1/1 for his, well, missile attacks and ground armor, as well as ventral sacks for drops and Galil Reconstitution. I can actually speak. For roach speed.
We'll definitely see mass roach come out of Dimaga. It's the standard response to mech, especially with those ventral sacks. He can just fly into the main or onto the army and drop so that they cannot do the kind of splash damage you see from siege tanks.
Yeah, drops are really good. Drops and speed are like B2 counters to play against a mech with that such a huge immobile composition. Mech, their anti-air is Thors or Vikings, and neither one is really good against, a half-dozen overlords flying in.
Both players at the 64 Harvester mark, they are definitely going to start building a massive amount of units relatively soon. We have 9 overlords coming out for Dimaga, and he's going to start ramping up to counteract the supply block he put himself in.
Yeah, MarineKing has 5 factories right now, so he is nowhere short on production facilities. He's got, what is this? 1 reactor, 3, 4 tech labs, so he'll be pumping up plenty of tanks here.
Yep, tanks and Thors just for that little bit of a splash damage, and mostly to tank damage for the tanks, I imagine.
I think he's actually going to hold off on Thors just a little bit. The timing is still just a tiny bit early for to be dealing with mutalisks, if that is even what the opponent is going for. So he can get a couple more rounds of tanks out before he even has to worry about that. And he'll probably scan around the bases before then just to see if there is a spire.
Very decent point. Now we have level 2 Zerg attacks, but he's going to be fighting up against level 2 plating from MarineKing. 2 Thors are coming out, 2 tanks as well. The Hellions do not have Blue Flame yet, although the Infernal Pre-Igniter is beginning right now. The Roach count is going to be able to knock out a number of these Hellions before, but not before they take out a Creep Tumor.
And we're just getting to the point where Mulus could hit if he was going that tech. We see Thors and missile turrets building for him, so that's going to help him out in that regard. It will also help him out a little bit against the drop play, but overloads are pretty hardy units. Yeah, MarineKing, I think MarineKing's in a really good spot right now with his upgrade starting so early and just this turtley mech type composition. He's going to be really safe here. Dimaga's going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat, so to speak, if he wants to do something here, and here is his attempt at that. We have a bunch of overlords,
go right into the main.
Roaches. He can bring them all to one place. He can split them and try to drop them a couple places. I think he's just going to drop them on top of siege tanks where they look. Nope, he's going to go to the main. You're right.
Oh, he's dropping them right onto those siege tanks and taking out a huge number of these SCVs that you see right now. And the Thors are doing what they can, but the roach count is just pretty darn high, and he could even just reload up all these overlords and move into the main.
Yeah, we see MarineKing doing some good manual targeting with these Thors, because Thor's AI prefer air targets, so they should be attacking those overlords, but we see him making sure that they don't. And the roaches, they burrow and
get some health back, and we see the movement right into the main of at least one,
right back
and
up.
All of the overlords are moving in right now to start taking out some of these production facilities of MarineKing. The supply count is heavily in Dimaga's favor. He's remaxing as much as he can with 7 roaches behind this. We have plenty of Hellions and tanks coming in for MarineKing. Now
this is really good micro from Dimaga. He's just using the roach speed and the drops to the biggest advantages he possibly can, and getting the units exactly where they need to be to deal with these siege tanks and a couple of Thors.
He lost all the roaches in the main base, and he's bringing in another set of drops to take out the reinforcing units of MarineKing. He does have the heavy supply lead and the production off of 4 hatcheries, and the 5th one coming in.
That is way too many roaches for a few siege tanks to handle.
Taking out the Thor at the 4th
siege tanks pop out, and oof. This is a really close battle here. It's hard to tell who's going to win at this point. MarineKing has done such a great job so far of holding, but looks like he might be sacrificing this 3rd base, just waiting for the next round of siege tanks to pop out before he does anything. He said he's starting to move forward here. The siege up. They're going to kill a bunch of roaches. He's got a couple of siege tanks out of siege mode to just deal that extra DPS to single targets. And there they siege up. The bunker here is helping out a lot. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, neither did I, but we do see that the 4th base was unable to be knocked out by Dimaga. He's supply capped after losing so many of his overlords, but he did reload even more overlords to start dropping on these sieged up tanks. The missile turrets are definitely helping out MarineKing, but I don't think they're going to be enough. All of the siege tanks and the blue flame Hellions are doing what they can, but all of these...
There might be enough tanks here.
Yes, he will be able to clean this up, I imagine, but the reinforcements from Dimaga continue to cross across the map, and the SCV count killed is 39, so the incomes are definitely in Dimaga's favor as well, even with all these mules.
The biggest thing MarineKing has going for him right now is that 4th base is a planetary fortress, and planetary fortresses are ridiculously hard to kill.
We're just going to watch all the SCV count continue to creep up on the kill list, at least.
There's SCVs attacking roaches and doing a good job of surrounding them and blading the siege tanks to DPS. Still more roaches in the main base for MarineKing, and he's going to clean them up as best he can right now. He could be focusing the siege tanks, but instead he's just trying to kill as many SCVs as he can. He knows these roaches are expendable for him. He can make a bunch more right behind it. He also has his 4th base up right now, about to be running. He doesn't have any drones or anything yet, but 15 roaches in production. He just made 10 more, just like that. So he's trying to go for the win here. He feels like there's a weakness from his opponent, and I think he might be right. There's a lot of SCVs dead right now. There's
80 killed so far.
Yeah, the only
SCVs
mining on the map right now are at that planetary.
And it's about to be knocked out by the just sheer number of not as well microed as you would hope roaches in this setup, and they are going to continue to kill all of the SCVs running away right now. The supply count is 178 to 62. The only thing that
MarineKing is, I'm pretty sure MarineKing is done here, and it's just since it's MarineKing, he's going to stay in the game until the last minute.
Oh, the splash damage from that, killing even more SCVs. And
that's
the roaches of Dimaga
one way
are
to
just
kill SCVs, I suppose.
healing up underground.
And with some siege tanks nearby, take out them. Oh.
Great job by Dimaga scouting that back base in the very top left, and Dimaga continues to peel away at MarineKing's defenses right now.
Yeah, this is... Dimaga really has MarineKing on the back foot, like we said. He's switching straight into Spire, since the only anti-air at this point is these missile turrets. MarineKing does not have the economy at all to support making Thors. He has 50 minerals or so, with almost no units mining.
And just look at the very last drop that we're probably going to see in this game. A huge amount of roaches knocking out all of the remaining army supply of MarineKing. He's got 19 to 132, and there is the GG from the MarineKing of Team Prime. And we're going to move right into Game 3 to see how this series continues. A big win for Dimaga right now on Cloud Kingdom. So for Chaotic TV, I am KO.
This is Clips.
And we'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.